Oh, I can't spin my chair around now. I've got my new chair. It's
I know, they don't want to do the thing, do they?
what?
You can see this one. This one's pouring him off and going underneath the table there.
Yeah, like my chair. At least I've got a cushion. Feel a bit low. No, just lowered it.
Old man.
He needs a booster seat.
I can't, but then I can't get it under my desk. See, his arms are a bit too high. Nice logo, that is.
Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to your weekly PM show, live 2 o'clock on the 27th of January 2021. Good afternoon, gents. How are we?
I was thinking Matt needs to boost his chair back up again now because look how low it looks.
There you go.
My lord, he's like a little person.
Yeah, we're very well. How are you?
Yes, very good. Good. And good afternoon to everybody who is in the live chats. There's lots of people in the Flory chat, and there's a few, I think, in the YouTube chat as well. So obviously this is the show where it's all talking about kits, not making them, not blowing them up, destroying them, wrecking them, or anything else like that, but actually buying them. And today, obviously, we'll be talking quite a bit about Tamiya's releases. So I quite like the monster truck with the tracks.
Do ya? Is that another one to add to your collection, is it?
I don't know, but yeah, let's face it, we're not excited about the static models, but that thing's quite cool. That's that thing a bit like they had on with Clarkson and that, wasn't it, on the island?
Yeah,
where he gave up and ended up having wheels afterwards. But that's quite cool, that is, that track system on there. So
what's the other thing on the RC? They're doing a Calibra, and there was something else as well on the RC that was quite good. Calibra was definitely one. I can't think what the other one was without looking, but yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, the RC stuff is far more exciting than the statics, I'm afraid. Isn't it?
Well, it is from this year. I know obviously this is what they call their early release schedule, and then they do a later one. We assume they do in this one. Isn't Suzuka normally beginning of the year at some point?
No, it's thingy, isn't it? Next month would have been Nuremberg.
Yeah.
Later on in the year.
Don't know, but as I say, they obviously they did it online this year. So, I did tell everyone to brace yourself for disappointment. So,
hey, you're only disappointed if you're not a fan of a F4B.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Or a Kettenrad.
True. Yes. Because the world needs more of them.
I need one of them. That'd be cool for coming to work on a Kettenrad.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Might be a bit drafty.
Does it get wrapped up? We can trundle along with your half-track motorbike. It'd be brilliant.
At least you won't get stuck in the snow.
Exactly. Built for all weathers, that is.
Definitely. So, go on then. What's new and improved in the world at PM?
New wise, not a lot.
We'll put some more special offers up in the special offer section, but we've not had anything new in, have we?
No. Just no.
Oh.
I know.
Do you want to talk us through the special offers? We get these out of the way?
Yeah, go on, Andy.
Yeah, we've put the Heinz and the Perks up on special offers. The last of the ones that we've got left over.
We've got this fantastic head-on kit.
Which is obviously the Hasegawa reboxing of it.
Yeah.
So tell us how good that kit is, Phil.
Yeah, I must admit, it is a very, very nice kit. It's one of those which is probably Hasegawa's best. They've done some great releases, their 90 series ones, but their Starfighters are just mega, really, really nice kits. So, yes.
Got really, really nice schemes on as well. And then obviously you can see the two McCarvers. McCarvers, which, to be honest, we had a quick peek in, didn't you? And it comes with texture. You know, the anti-slip texture. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
And we can't work out why one's in a bigger box than the other with a trophy system on, but must be a reason.
It's quite a bit big. I think it's long.
Yeah, it's a big lot, but nice McCarvers.
Yes. Very good.
And 44 French thing, which I thought might have done for the 60 Sig, but apparently it went out of service in 1958.
Oh,
Oh, so close.
You could do one in a museum
But
in the 60s.
we do have, that would do for the 66. We have the Tamiya
Matra.
Matra.
It's a Matra. That counts for the 60s SIG.
There you go.
And then obviously the other cars there, the Porsches and the Mercedes.
So what's the difference between these two? Apart from they point in different directions?
Different teams.
Oh, right.
They do look very similar, don't they?
They do, isn't it? It's like, is there any difference between them?
Yeah, different sponsors, obviously.
Different numbers.
Different numbers, well spotted.
Yes, different numbers. Yeah, even the sponsors look the same. It's like Martini.
And then a Ducati and a few, what is it? A couple of Yamarals, is it?
Honda and a
Kawasaki,
sorry.
A Ninja.
A Ninja. And a space thing.
Yes, Apollo 13. Has it got a big hole in the side of it?
You what, sorry?
Has it got a big hole in the side of it?
Oh, I've got no idea.
That's before.
Yeah, that's Apollo.
No, it is the one, isn't it?
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13.
It's 13, yeah.
Yeah.
That was 10 minutes before it got a hole in it.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's pre-accident.
Right,
Yeah,
it's facing the wrong way then. Go on then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, send it back to Earth, isn't it? And then we've got obviously a load of the special offers went up for the weekend, so got those up.
Yes.
So yeah, they run in if anybody wants anything. And Phil's going to talk you through the vampire kit that's for sale, aren't you, Phil?
I am. I've done a review of it. It will be up with you tomorrow because obviously there's a load of reviews up today. So I've held that off. That'll be up with you tomorrow. But I have to say, it's got slip moulding for one-piece seamless intakes, tails, and the actual fuel tanks. Very, very clever. Especially on a 72nd scale kit for 15 quid. It's an absolute bargain. Great detail. Really very, very nice. So hold off till tomorrow and you can see the review of it.
Yeah.
No, buy them now and then watch the review tomorrow.
Yeah. So
yes. Very good. Anything new in?
No.
No?
No, not a new arrival.
No. Okay.
No, afraid not.
Scrap that. And obviously we're out of GR3 Harriers. They've all gone.
Yeah, they've all gone.
We're expecting some new Gecko kits at the end of the month, aren't we?
Gecko kits are coming in next week.
We're going to do a pre-order of.
I've spoke to Mr. Gary at Tiger, who's rung me up, and the Great Wall Hobby stuff is next month. It's stuck on a boat at the minute. So there is the 10th of Feb, I think it's supposed to land, and then obviously it's got to be unloaded. So I reckon obviously sometime in Feb the Great Wall Hobby stuff will be in stock, which is good news.
Yeah.
But apparently it's stuck at sea at the minute. They can't unload the boat.
Very nice. And obviously a couple of reviews are up with you today as well, which is the ICM 32nd Tiger Moth, which is, you can see, it's got very nice texture for all of your bits on there. Looking very, very nice. As you can see, not a ton of sprues, which is nice about this kit, but very nicely detailed. Simple but nice. But yes, so that one is up with you right there, so you can go off and see that review of it. And then also we've got up is the SU57, which we spoke about on yesterday's type show, and the full review is up about that one there, so you get a better idea of what I was on about with the different textures and the different parts and the lack of detail. Just saying. No ejector pins in the full intake length, so that's quite nice. And all the other things. So yes, full weapons loadout with everything in there. Nice nozzle detail and stuff, so that's good. The pilot figure is really, really nice on this one as well. The clear parts, and obviously if you've seen the review, you'll know what I said about those, and I still stand by that. So, but there you go. That's, I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but the top model's got a completely different texture to the bottom. So that's why I call it a kit of two halves. I can't understand why that's got such a heavy texture, very reminiscent of Italeri on the top half, but the bottom half's a lot smoother. So,
as in life.
Don't understand why they've done it like that. It
not listening, are you?
What?
It's as in real life.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. Look at pictures.
It
does now. I've just made it up. So yeah, it's obviously not in real life.
Yes, but
it's called anti-slip. Anti-slip coating.
It has got anti-slip on the top. In fact, it's probably about right scale for that. So that's the only drawback to it, because I don't, obviously, you think it would be a little bit polished on the top as well. But the underside ought to keep them the same, because it's just a little bit weird how that one is. But there you go. But
a sonar absorbent material like
could be. It's composite, isn't it?
Composite, yes, that's it. So perhaps they composited the top, not the bottom, and that's why it's different textures. But anyway, the full review is up of that one as well. So like we're saying, it's an interesting subject, and it's got obviously full-length weapon bays in it as well. So that's a nice touch. So you can have it all opened up, showing all its weaponry. So yes, definitely, good stuff.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Gone a bit.
Sorry, wrong one.
Running intro again.
I've gotten too close together on the button things.
So
yes.
It's
apparently, underside is classified. In fact, there is a thing to this, and I will. As I say, I don't want to go into too much depth to this, but it's an interesting bit of information that Russia has changed its laws on the stuff that is released about their military equipment, and the law changed at the beginning of the year. And so it may mean that you might not see much Russian stuff.
All right, okay.
That's all I'm going to say. It's only because, obviously, from a flight sim point of view as well, it's caused a little bit of a problem in that side of things as well. And it will affect this as well for a hobby side of it. It's just that some of the information that was given out apparently has now all been retracted. And if you're found to be using said information, you could end up going to prison for it. So everyone's not, obviously with Russia, you don't tend to mess them around too much. So obviously Zvezda probably get away with it more than most. But interesting that they've taken that decision.
All right. Okay. Gone back to pre-1990 stuff.
Yeah,
that's it. Go back behind the wall now. So, yes.
Look,
definitely.
Comrade Buller will be disappointed.
Well, this is it. But apparently it's just they've got a new ruling now. It's written in law or something about that if you're found to be using materials and stuff, you probably end up somewhere very cold in Siberia doing hard labour or something. So, yes.
We read that. I was thinking that, but I'm going to say it. Like a James Bond film.
Right, okay, so should we have a look at Tamiya's things then? Just so we can fulfill ourselves with what they've been up to?
Do we have to?
What took your eye?
Well, yeah.
Anyway, next.
That Carmen gear, it looks nice.
Yeah.
You go back up.
I think the truck looks nice.
Say, stop flicking so fast and looking.
Oh, right, sorry, do you want to say that? So it's a 1/14 scale Merc truck tipper, radio
RC,
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the RC stuff has definitely got some decent stuff on it. But
that's what you need, Philip.
That's what I need in my life, clearly, for home use and, as a kit.
What's it called? A land feeder. Quad track.
It is. Yeah, it's a land feeder.
Is it?
Yeah, hold on, there's a video here. We'll get copyrighted, but what the hell? Look at that.
Nice.
Oh, it's car wow music.
Completely pointless, but I don't care. Whatever.
There you go. Look at that.
That's a bit like our truck that we've got for sale, but with track system.
It is, isn't it? They've changed it out for the track system.
Yeah.
So, yes.
All right, fair enough.
So anyway, so we've got that.
Look, snow track.
In snow, yeah, it's definitely all terrain.
That don't look like real snow.
Yeah, that snow's completely out of scale.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go. That's that one. Okay, all look very nice. Ford GT.
Yeah, nice.
It's a good looking car.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it. The Escort.
Ford Escort.
Which is it an RS 2000? That's supposed to be. Do we think?
I think isn't it the
what?
Cosworth with the low when they had the.
I don't know.
The last ones have got a low wing on the back of them.
Anyway.
Homologation.
Oh. Yeah, didn't the other one have the huge whale fin out the back?
Yeah, but then later on they put the small wing on the bottom on them for homologation reasons.
Hmm.
Aye.
because obviously that made so much difference. That whale fin out the back probably weighed more than anything it would do.
Yeah, again, that was just, it's all because they had to build so many, didn't they, to have them in rally, and they had to be the rally spec.
Oh, right, got you.
You see, for Group A, I think it was that they were in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so anyway, we've got that one down in there.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Classic.
I see a proper Unimog. Now that's a cool bit of kit.
That's it. So if you're doing your tree work and your tree felling, you need one of them.
You do. You do. You can see that batting around the lanes near where you live.
This is it. Very good. There you go. 1/10 scale.
A comical what? Hot shot.
Yeah.
Is that? Okay.
Okay.
Right. Moving on.
Moving on. Yeah.
Another...
Okay. A plasma edge 2. Okay.
No, not doing it for me. That.
Oh, quite like that.
No, that's
Grasshopper. Do you remember the grasshopper? That's what.
Grasshopper. That's
Back in the series, isn't it? Have they got the hornet out and everything? Why is my mouse doing this? It feels like I've got a. Or perhaps it's that. Hold on. So I've got about 8 things on the go here. So yeah, Grasshopper's back. Wasn't the Grasshopper the cheapest one in the series?
That was the first, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, the first one was like the Grasshopper. Then it was the Hornet, and then there was another one. And it was sort of, that's how your money step went up with the RC stuff. Okay. Fighter buggy.
No.
Okay.
No. Oh look, that's the other Hornet in it. That's like the other one. Yeah, it's like an Hornet in it.
No, I don't know.
That's one of the original bodies. What's that? A fighting buggy.
Fighting buggy, yeah.
The difference, same scale, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still a 1/10 scale.
They've just renamed it.
Yeah, I think they have. Okay, a Top Force.
Yeah.
Don't know who does their names. The Thunder Dragon.
A Thunder Dragon.
That's
You get a pilot with that one.
A Fire Dragon.
All right. Yeah. All right. Keep going.
Keep going. Oh, there we go.
There's the Calibra.
Yeah, V6. Look.
I quite like that.
Very nice.
They can't find a Calibra for love nor money now. Real one.
They've long rotted away.
Yeah, along with the Fords.
Yeah,
this is the 135th RC T34.
Yeah, with the control unit as well. Because they did these back in the 90s, wasn't it? A lot of their kits like this.
I remember them doing motorised. I can remember them being radio control, but it does say...
Doesn't just go forwards and backwards then, though?
I don't know, but in the description it says it's got a new controller, so... I don't know what they used to do, but yeah.
I think it has got the thing where it's forward, back, left, right, and the turret rotates, isn't it? It's the same as the old one. Yes, there you go. 2 drive and turret control.
Yeah, so I think it actually properly moves, doesn't it? But...
Okay, into the cool stuff.
So...
Go on then. Where do you want to start? We'll do it like a podcast so we haven't got to see everyone's expressions.
Yeah, turn the cameras off. Look, in defence to Tammy, I can see why they've done it.
Can you?
No. I'm just trying to...
What was that?
I'm trying to put a bit of positivity into this show, because otherwise we're just going to be bashing them, aren't we? No, I don't see the point of it, if I'm honest.
When you've got a really, really good one from... Well, good ones from Zucchimori.
Then the Academy one is a good kit in a B, because that's obviously not what Zucchimori do.
The Zucchimori is definitely cheaper than that, no matter what people say.
Yeah.
It's a better... It's don't know.
But that's the least used Phantom in it.
The B.
Yeah, it got superseded, doesn't it, quite quickly, because it was the BN. I'm surprised they're just calling it the B and not doing the BN, because there's not a lot of differences between the two. But again, perhaps they're going to bring the N version out later.
I mean, it's understandable why they've done the B, isn't it? Because Zucchimori don't do a B.
Yeah.
And it's probably the only one that's not done apart from the Spey engine ones, but...
Again, the thing is with the Phantom, like we said before, all you got to do is take the turret off of there, you change the tail a little bit, and there's a couple of other little bits, and you've got a J.
Yeah, but because you've got to change the wings are different. They've got thin wings.
Oh, yeah, you got the thickness of the wings and that. But that's obviously fuselage-wise, it's a straightforward job, you know? It's not a huge problem to go around changing the versions out, because externally there's not a great deal of differences in it. So, but the thing is, my point to that is Tamiya don't normally do hundreds of versions of kits. They might just do like they did with, I suppose the last big one would be the F-16. They've only done 3 versions of it.
How about the F-14?
What did you say? We've seen 2 versions of that, but again, there's not a lot of differences in it.
So do you think they might change some sprues and do a J then?
I think there's a possibility, but they don't have form for doing that type of thing, or not for a while. So I don't think you'll see another version out. But, if you think from their old school way of doing it, they did the C version, wasn't it? Which was in 32nd is the C. And then they did the J, and then they did the E.
Yeah.
What did the Japanese use?
That's the EJ, which is a less powerful version of, or was when they first had them.
You could even make that out to either of them, could you? That or a J?
No, because the thing is, to do the Japanese version, you'd have to have the long nose version, which is different then. So,
right. Just going back a bit, let's wind back a bit, right? We know that Tamiya obviously cater for their own market. That's their main thing in it. So take all us lot out of the way, and Europe and America and everybody else, they'll cater for their own market first, and then
which is odd then, because the Japanese have never flown that type.
Yeah.
Right, no, let me just finish what I'm saying. But they're going up against Zukimura, who's also a Japanese company. So why would they chuck out a more expensive J, E, C, D, whatever else they do, Zukimura, when that one they haven't got? Because obviously the only other one is Academy, and I don't know what Academy's like for getting in Japan. I've no idea.
Yeah.
But that fills a niche or a variant in the Japanese market. Yeah. And that might have been the way they were thinking. They're thinking, well, Zukimori's got all these. They haven't done a B. We'll do a B. It's a Phantom. It's going to sell.
And obviously in the Phantom world, that's a very early one. And obviously a lot of companies do the later version. So they do the J's, the S's, and the E's. So obviously that's the later versions, which are currently still in use now in places. So, as I say, it's an interesting thing for them to do the B, and I understand why they've done it from that point of view. So if you imagine, I think from Tamiya's point of view, their biggest competition is probably Hasegawa, and their version of that kit has got raised panel lines and is, an 80s kit, I think, early 80s. So they don't have any competition from that point of view. If you're looking at Academy, then obviously, yes, Academy do that kit. But perhaps they don't see it as a threat. And I understand, obviously, they've looked at or would have seen Zukamori releasing theirs. And then they've obviously thought to themselves, well, look, if they're doing that version, we'll do an early version. And then that way they're not treading on toes and sharing the market and all the rest of it. So I can understand them sort of doing it. But it just seemed an odd choice for them to do a Phantom anyway.
I'm just watching our chat, right? Now, let's go back to the F14. Yeah?
Yeah.
Again, why do we, the initial thing was, why do we need an F14? It's expensive. God, I can't believe the price, blah, blah, blah. We've sold loads.
There was no real competition against F14 there, was there?
Yeah. Not AMK.
Yeah, AMK. Yeah.
All right then. Sorry, I'll be boss.
Don't forget the AMK one came along afterwards, wasn't it?
Yeah. But again, we're going back to the own market thing, aren't we? With the F14s, it's like the only other one was the Hasegawa one, which is an old one to go up against in Japan, because that's what we've got to gauge, I think, here, rather than the rest of the world, isn't it? That's got all the Ivy's quite nice markings. So you're obviously going to get Sundowners with it, aren't you? Same as the Academy one.
Yeah.
Who else used them? The Pirates. Did they use them?
Yeah, they all used them back in the day, and in those days there was lots of squadrons that flew them. If you go through my list of them all, because I've built quite a few of them, I've done lots of those in different markings. So that's not a problem. My only thing is maybe they're thinking, because let's face it, new wings, okay, change the spine out so you can do the Air Force version, obviously this being the sort of, the Navy version. You can change the nose, obviously under here your Seeker, your tail up here, different engines in the back. You can make them right the way up to the S. So they could get a lot out of this, because again, it's just, the wing system, when you just move into the J's and onwards and the S's and stuff is different, but then obviously they'll be used if you wanted to do a longer nose version. So if Tamiya are thinking of a range of Phantoms to be the definitive Phantom collection, then yeah, they're on the right Mac. And it may be, my point, how sometimes they always release the wrong kit first?
Yeah.
Which we've seen with a lot of companies do. They've released an odd version, and then the version everybody wants comes along afterwards. Maybe we will see a J after this, which is obviously a lot more a lot of people have done the J over the years and things like that, or we might see even an S version, or you never know, they might do the long nose version and do the E's, and as I say, the Wild Weasel versions and everything else. But it may be that perhaps Tamiya are just thinking, look, we can play safe, we can do a fantastic job on the kit, and we can release all the versions, because it's not a great leap of imagination to change them out. It will be interesting to see. Like, I'm taking it from this picture here. You can sort of see how this panel at the back looks a little bit out of place. It doesn't look like a panel line. So I'm assuming that's a drop in fit. And if that is the case, then definitely we'll see the Air Force versions coming along with the refueling probe, for the actual probe and the slot in here, instead of the one for, normal basket jobs on there. So we will see it. Wings, obviously, it's going to be a standard Phantom the way wings go on, so you'll never be able to tell. But also, it'll be interesting to see how this part is. Because obviously you get another one and it's got a slightly bit of a different lump underneath it, and then obviously with the J's and stuff like that, it went and they didn't have it anymore. But it may be a case of that this could be just a bit of what a lot of companies do, put out a not so good version, and then they'll follow up in 6 months or a year's time with perhaps a J or something else like that.
At the end of the day, let's get down to the nitty gritty of this. It's Tamiya. It's going to get together fantastic.
It will be an absolutely amazing kit.
What people are whining about, I don't think it's actually it's a Phantom and it's like every man and his dog's doing one. It's the price, and it's not cheap.
Yeah.
But we are into that thing now, isn't it, where kits are going up,
And us as well now, to be honest with you, the kits prices is going up, but the cost of everything's going up. So probably what a couple of years ago might have been a 70 quid kit is now 100 quid kit. I mean, it's the RRP for it over here is 99.99. It's 100 quid. You're not going to get that. Obviously, people are put it up on pre-orders already for less than that. It was like, but that happened with the F14.
Yes.
And that's gone up by quite a bit since that's released. And obviously the Mozzie has, I know that's an older kit, but the kit prices, it is what it is. It's importing, it's the price of the pound to the yen.
Yes.
Currency exchange, and I mean, obviously we've spoke to Peter Obico about this, and Gary at Tiger and all that lot, because they all deal with the currency situation of how it fluctuates. So, cost of shipping, we know cost of shipping's gone through the roof for containers, and it's got to be passed on somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course it does.
Companies can't absorb it. It's got to go somewhere, and obviously the consumer, unfortunately, gets the blunt end of the stick, really, and they cop it, don't they?
Yes.
So, good to chase, Phil. Would you build it?
It will be, let's face it, like we said before, it will be the definitive F14, F4.
Yeah.
It's going to look mega. I can see, looking at this, you can see this is a one-piece clear part, this entire front end, which is the way they did the Tomcat, which is a beautiful fit by the looks of it. Looking at the way that they've done the intakes as well, there's obviously been some cleanup work in here, because you can see where the panel line isn't working brilliantly. So I'm assuming it is going to be the intakes onto here, right the way through. This one at the back is definitely a separate fit, but looking at it, you can see we've got fully detailed internals around all these. The seats, I must admit, do look a bit bare. They don't look much different from the Hasegawa ones from back in the day, but generally this one, like we were just showing then, it's got wing fold. So it will be, that's the version everybody will want. If money's no object to you, like we've said with the F14, then you'll do the Tamiya one, because the Tamiya one is a beautiful fit. It goes together, and literally it's a no-brainer. Where obviously, yes, of course, you can do the AMK one, you can do the Hasegawa one. If you want, you've got the Hobby Boss one, and it depends on your price for, bang for buck. And like I've always said, if somebody had a sort of, you need to build one, if price was no object, of course, I'll build Tamiya. If I'm thinking a little bit more, looking at the purse strings a bit, then obviously I'll do the AMK one, because I don't think the Tamiya ones are worth that extra amount of money. It's going to be a little bit more work, but I'm happy to put that in. But if you are somebody who money is no object and you just want to build the definitive, really straightforward kit, then it's going to be good. It's not going to be a problem going together, and you want to spend an extra, 30 quid, something else like that, and then just grab yourself a Tamiya one and go for it. I don't behold anybody for building it and not building another one. It's personal choice when it comes down to it. I think if you're one of those people that perhaps you know, money literally is no object, and you're not too keen on sanding and filling and having to play with it too much, you're going to do Tamiya every time, aren't you?
Well, the other thing is like, so I'm just sorry, I'm watching our chat. Obviously, it's up against the F4B of academies. Well, academy kits you can't get for love of money.
Yeah.
No.
That's the other thing. That's going to be readily available, and yes, the price difference is big.
Yeah.
But if you know, and somebody's asked, we'll put them up on pre-order.
Yeah, of course we'll do it, and of course I'll review it and all the rest of it. It goes without saying, you know, this is the same kit if you wanted to, and it shows how old this kit is. Even look at me, I look about 12.
You do.
You know, and with this one, you know, we messed around, and this one's got good intakes. Obviously, it's vastly, you know, don't forget that I shoehorned an old photo etch kit into it, but this one has got full length intakes, which we obviously don't get with the Hasegawa kit. You know, they're not a bad fit how it all goes in, but as you can see, I have got the filler out. I am going around with it. It does need a little bit of finesse to get it all together, but it's a B. It works really, really well. It's a, you know, a nice color scheme and all of that. There's loads of great color schemes for it. You know, and when we went through this one, again, you know, I think it just shows going back through the photos, you tend to forget about it, is that it's not a straightforward kit. It does need a little bit of finesse. Those intakes aren't particularly good. You know, it does need just putting together and making nice, whereas obviously the Tamiya one, that isn't going to be a problem, you know?
I figured out the price difference of why it's so expensive, the Tamiya one.
Why is that?
Because they've got to charge something for all them stencils, haven't they?
Well, yeah, there is lots of stencils. But, you know, as I say, this kit isn't a shake and bake kit. It does need a little bit of work to get this thing together. Where the Tamiya one, you know, it's not going to be a problem, you know?
10? Is that 10-year-old now?
Is it 10 years old now? Got to be getting on for it, yeah.
Which you forget, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Time flies. Yeah, it's a 10-year-old kit now. So,
yeah,
you know.
It might be discontinued from...
Well, this is it. You never know.
Yeah, but still... a good kit into
I agree with you. Yeah.
But like seeing that one, it sort of reminded me that, yeah, if you see it had filler to get that together. It's not shake and bake yet. You know the Tamiya one won't need it. It's going to be mega and be really, really straightforward and go together lovely. But, yeah, I think it's one of those. Obviously, this kit is, how much is one of these in Academy F4, if you can get one?
50 quid, I think, or 60 quid now, I think. I don't know.
You see, it's 60 quid. It's still not cheap.
Well, I'm not saying I think it's 50 or 60. I can't remember because I ain't seen them for that long. But I think they're around the 50 quid mark, I think. So.
Yeah. But I honestly have to say, I think we are into that realm there. But where, you know, I've said it before, and, you know, I will say it till I'm blue in the face, is that prices are going up, but kits aren't really. And now they're starting to. Everyone's kicking off about it. But it's a natural progression. You know, as we know, the importers for a long time have been absorbing it. But now we're into that thing where they need to pass it on, or otherwise it's not a viable business anymore. No. So I think that's really where we're getting to. It's a 100 quid kit. The Tamiya F14 was how much?
90 they are.
90? I think that's going to be 90 quid as well in it. I can't imagine that being any more because it's a little bit smaller than the Tomcat.
Well, they were 75 when they first came out, weren't they? So they've gone up 50.
No, the proper retail on that Phantom is 100 quid. There's no, that's what the recommended RRP is, 99.99. So, and I think the Tomcats are, one's 89.99 for the A, and the D is £5 or more, is it? Or £4 more or something, 90 odd quid anyway. So, and that's obviously
also one of the telltale things for me is this. Right here at the top, we've got all of these things are all sat here, but there is none of that kit.
No.
So, and that's unusual because Tamiya, when they usually announce something, they've got it in their hand, haven't they? And it just a little bit telling that it's not here on a display with them all. Because if you remember when they released the 109 and that, they literally had it built up, ready to go, wouldn't it? And it was like, where did that come from? But this one isn't. Nor is that new Panzer, is it? So, again, are they trying to get the hype train going and then these will turn up later on down the line? You know, I don't know. Interesting.
They're normally very quick, aren't they, bringing...
Normally, with Tamiya, they've usually got it in their hand to show by the time they release it or announce it. You know, they usually say, oh, and it'll be coming out end of the month. And you're like, where did that come from? You know?
There is a date for that. I've had a date through from Obico, an email, to be honest, I should have wrote it down and I didn't, but we did have a date through for it. I'll have to dig it out and I'll set up, you know, find it on the next show or what. But all these new releases, I've got April, March, October, whenever the dates for them.
Yeah.
This is the first sort of half release, isn't it? So it's got to be this half of the year, first 6 months. So, yeah.
It's going to be the first 6 months of the year, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It should be. Normally they are. I say Tammy are pretty on the ball with it, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, next up we've got the Panzer IV long barrel version. So I know nothing about this. So what are we getting here then?
Well, I think the green bits are the upgraded part. So we're getting the F1 Panzer IV that came out last year, back end of last year.
Yeah.
These are the upgraded parts to make it into an early G, I think. So you've got a long barrel. Obviously, you've got new crew. Side skirts are different, I'm presuming, front plate.
Yeah.
So that's what I presume the green bits are, or the bits, the engine covers on the back as well. So unless somebody's going to correct me, but I think that's the gist of it. So
yeah, that sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah. Crew looks nice.
I was going to say, crew look nice, don't they? Yeah.
And actually, Tamiya figures have really, really, really improved and got really very good from what they used to be. But yeah, I think it's just obviously an upgrade from the F1 or whatever it was they did. So you can see why they've done it.
See, again, in years past, you'd have said, "Oh, great, and you know."
Panzer IV. There's that many blooming Panzer IVs now. Everybody does Ryefield and Border and Academy's got one if you can get it. Yeah, but it's a staple of any armour catalogue, isn't it? A Panzer IV, like a Panther and a Tiger and a Sherman and a T-34.
Market saturated, though, isn't it, with them? And
yeah, it is.
I am aware these are all prototypes, guys, and stuff like that. But trust me, if Tamiya are putting pictures out, it ain't going to change much, if any. You know, they won't put up pictures of stuff that's a rough prototype like some manufacturers do, shall we say. They tend to put out very nice pictures of stuff that is. So, but again, it's just unusual that Tamiya, normally by the time they release details of kits, they've physically got one in their hand. So obviously that's a prototype one they've probably signed off on that it's good. Yeah. So nice reference shot with the shells as well.
I was going to say, so is that going to be Tunisia, I think? Would they use them, I think?
Yeah, it's going to be that part of the world, isn't it?
Late DAC in it. I'm just looking at the Grant in the back, or perhaps Italy.
Stuart in the Grant, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. That bit of reference, but again, it'll be an easy kit to put together, won't it? It's Tamiya, so it'd be nicely designed, no hassle. You could chuck it together. And
it says here you can choose between two types for the decaling: North Africa and the Eastern Front.
Ah, right, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
it's probably Kursk.
There
we go. The Kettenrad. They are cool. That is a cool bit of kit.
You can reenact Saving Private Ryan.
You can whiz round on one of them. Look, I tell you there, but I bet if you find an original one now, that cost you an absolute fortune.
Whitcross got a few, haven't they?
Probably.
Yeah, when they had the museum at the race course, they got a few there.
Yeah. But again, I presume that's a new tool, is it?
Terra notes the appearance of the all-new version of the Kettenrad.
Yeah, because there was a really old one that they must have done back in the 70s, I think. So this is obviously an updated one.
So I mean, it's got a trailer on the back. It's
cool for dioramas and stuff. Yeah, it's got a trailer on the back. So, yeah, I'd say it's an overly exciting release. But, you know, if you want a Kettenrad, there's not much other options. I know Dragon do one if you can get Dragon's version, and everybody else has an old Tamiya one, I think.
Yeah. So
anyway,
very nice. Okay, so on the 48 scale things now. So this is the T34.
Yeah. So that's a late one, isn't it? They've done an early one. They've done a 76, haven't they? So yeah, it's an 85. So
see, nice texture.
Yeah.
For the casting.
Good, you know it'll go together well. So
yeah.
Weekend build. Turkish Ute build.
Turkish Ute build. Yeah.
But I'm getting quite interested in these 48 Tamiya armour stuff. I do have to say, I've never built one. And obviously you've built one, haven't you?
Yeah,
John's built one, and I think Nathan's built one as well, hasn't he?
I've done 3 or 4 of them.
I build armour, and I don't know why I've never built one. So I'm interested to have a go at one and see what they're like.
So just out of interest, see the handles on the back. Should they be sticking outwards? Have they fallen over, or are they supposed to be like that? And they look like they should be stuck outwards, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. What is that? It's got the other handle at the bottom, isn't it? the big handle. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know
No.
what they're. I don't know nothing about tanks, so just asking.
Unless that would have been an attachment for something for the back of the turret. I don't know. Do you know?
Don't know. Just seems a bit.
Somebody in chat will know.
Someone will know.
Yeah,
very good. So yeah, I must admit, I could see myself having a go at something like that in 48 scale. Having never built a 48 scale tank, it'd be quite an interesting one to do. So yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Just chaos.
Now that I actually quite like that.
Apart from
that's
the colour.
That's an iconic car. That is an iconic car.
Oh yeah, that day. Yeah.
It's an iconic colour as well.
Well, do you know what? They could have picked a better colour. I will have. If you're trying to sell something, brown is not the ideal colour. But it's probably a period.
I was going to say it's probably a period colour though, isn't it? That's the thing. Browns were very popular in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, but a 240Z is it's a mini muscle car.
Apparently they did Lamborghinis in brown as well.
I know.
Yeah, but you say the 70s, it was a popular colour. It soon waned.
It's orange.
Orange.
Well, so that anyway. One, what we were talking about, it's got an engine. Yeah. And Tammy don't normally stick engines in things, so it's not a curbside one, as they call them, is it? It's a bit more than that.
So again, is this something we're seeing now with Tamiya adding engines and, as you say, the sort of running gear and stuff like that to their kits instead of the standard what has been?
Yeah.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah. They're just a cool looking car. It's like Chris has put on there. Japanese racing brand. I'll tell you what, I'm not being funny. The green they've used for the Cadwell whatever pictures isn't much better, is it?
No, it's not, is it? Yeah. But there you go. There you go. Something a bit more up to date. 89.
89, yeah, very up to date. That's the re-release of a. Obviously, they've got Mercedes licensing. That's why you're seeing a lot of Mercedes and Fords from a minute because they've got the licensing for them companies now. So, it's iconic car, that classic, isn't it? Really
classic, yeah.
So people will be interested in that.
Yeah, okie dokie. And so we know about this one.
We know about the Senna. That's due soon. I think it's out, so we should be getting ours soon.
Yes.
Which colour would you have? Blue or orange or red or whatever it's supposed to be?
None of them jump out to me, I'm honest. Because the orange is that sort of McLaren orange anyway, isn't it? So
Shmi 150 on YouTube's got a blue one. And it was brand new and it was going to Goodwood and I think it was an Asda lorry.
Took it out. Whoops.
Yeah, that's not good. Right, we talked about this one the other day, the Arbor Fiat.
Yeah, the Fiat 131. I think they're brilliant. It's a Lada Riva. Steroids. Actually, that's what Lord Reeve was based on, isn't it? Yeah, based on a Fiat 131, isn't it? Not the two-door rally version, obviously, the family rock box.
So I like the way you got the pace notes there, look.
Yeah.
Does that come with the kit? You get the pace notes. Is it on the decal sheet? I don't think it is. So they've obviously popped that in, but yeah.
Put it in, haven't they? We got a mass set, look.
Yeah, you get a mass set. Shame you have to cut it out yourself. Unless they've changed. So one of the last ones, they changed it. So they had them cut. So we will see. And then obviously we've got the slots. The high-speed slots, which is not a big thing in this country, I must admit. But in Japan, they go mad for this, don't they?
Yeah.
They have giant courses and races on Saturdays and stuff. So, well, probably not at the moment, but yeah. So you can have a racing penguin or elephant.
Just what you need.
There you go. The school kid type kit things, as I call them. So you've got a crawler. Walk up anything.
Okay.
And you've got, a swivel bot.
A robot.
A swivel bot, is it?
A swivel bot.
Okay. Well, don't know if we'll see them in this country or not.
I don't know. Have they been like the drills? It's got a motor in it, so we can't get them over here.
Yeah, probably.
So you're going to start to run around. Oh, let's see what he does. Or he's just, I want to see him moving. There you go. Oh, look. Yeah, he's got one of these detection. Oh, no. I can see something on the bottom that's just rotating him out of the way. Look, he's got a little wheel underneath.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. Okay. Right.
Doesn't it?
So there we go. That's those ones for the school thing. So that is your roundup of everything that is out. So are we... What are our thoughts then for Tamiya?
To be honest, it's a bit uninspiring, isn't it? To be, if we're being blunt about it. But we knew they were going to play safe. To me, I wasn't expecting any different.
No.
To be honest, I think we were surprised it was an F4 because we thought it was going to be something else. But that, you know, I could see. You can see why they've done it in a way, I think. So
I have to see from a business point of view. Obviously, Tamiya, the massive overheads, they're playing slightly safe. Which, in some ways, I know a lot of people get disappointed because they think, well, big companies should be able to just push it a little bit because they've got the resources to do it, but they've got big bills at the end of the day. The world is changing somewhat at the moment, so I think it may be they've thought, I tell you what, for our 2021 releases, we're just going to play it a little bit safe. And, we'll see how the world pans out and how the world recovers from the pandemic and things. So I think this may be just something that we're going to see from all companies, isn't it? It'll be a brave company to stick out something really left field.
Yeah. The F4, I've no doubt that one will end up in my stash. Phil will be the one.
And we'll probably sell some.
And they will sell, absolutely. I know everyone's saying, because I must admit, I've had loads of people message me on the forum. There's been a big discussion about it. And I think two things come out. Does the world need another F4 and I'm not paying £100? That's the two biggest things of it. But nobody, I think, is saying that it's not going to be buildable, that it's not going to be any good, because it will be. It's going to be a fantastic kit. It's going to work. It's going to be one of those that will be add glue, shake the kit, and you're going to end up with a beautiful Phantom. But it is going to come at a price. But I don't think that price should really be the issue, because the world is getting more expensive, plastics and stuff, let's face it. A couple of years ago, nobody would use plastic anymore, but now, because everything's single use, everything's plastic. At some point, these things are going to happen and it's going to go on. But again, it's one of those. I think Tamiya have just kept it a little bit safe. No problem. Kit prices are just going up, and now we're just to that point where, do you know what? 48 scale, a nice top of the range AAA 48 scale kit is going to cost you near £100 now. It's been working that way for a long time. Obviously, you'll get other ones, but that's the point of having the best versus the cheaper ones. The cheaper ones make great kits. You have to put a little bit more work into it, but it'll still be a fantastic kit at the end. It's up to the modeler to make what they want out of it. So I think really the money side isn't really an argument. If you're going to pay it, there's people I know who don't care. They'll just buy a kit no matter how much it is. Other people, I know it's a big issue with the kits. Money's tight. If they're going to take 6 months to build a kit, they might only have a £30-40 budget to do it on. So to them, they'll want the best they can get for their buck. But there's plenty of other options out there, and it's not like there's one of those where there's no other options. So you can, if you wanted to, do yourself a nice cheap one, or you could spend £100 on one. So really from that, it's just, I think it's one of those ones. I've got a feeling we might see other versions of that kit coming along, a bit like we did with the F16. They might not go down the long nose road, but because again, Zucamori have done that now, and they could do other things like we did the review of the kit. There's definitely going to be a Wild Weasel version of that one coming out. So, it may be Tamiya are thinking, well, they can do the long nose versions, we'll do the normal, and they're going to release a farm of them or a stable of them over the next couple of years. So
they must have gauged the market, because obviously if they are going down the C, D, S, obviously the Zucamori ones are already out there and obviously out there in Japan. But they must have gauged the market to go up against it.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't be that naive just to think we're Tamiya shut. Well, you wouldn't think they would, just to say, right, we will, if they are going to release them at a later date, have not done some research to see if they are going to sell, because today, they can't afford to just invest into another version of it and it not sell because
and the thing is, you think the Phantom is one of those aircraft where it's so iconic. There's so many different markings out there as well, and there's lots of different versions. It's like an F16. The Mob Day version's the F16. Every world's wife's flown them. There's lots of versions out there. There's lots of different markings. So, and Tamiya's already done that. So, but again, Tamiya have picked, like the F16, the modern version of it. So they didn't go with the early versions like the European ones are. They've gone through the Block 32s, the Block 25s, the Block 50s, things like that, and they seem to have stopped where, again, that kit is capable of being a two-seater, but they never turned it into a two-seater. There's obviously reasons they feel for that, and they don't just flood the market with every version. So I imagine with the F4s, they might be quite selective of what versions they do from it. But again, I think, it's a much loved aircraft as well. So I can imagine whilst they've done it,
Yeah. Well, that's why they did Tomcat, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm a massive, to be honest, just from a personal point of view, my two favourite aircraft of all time is the Phantom and the Tomcat. So I'm happy.
So, but it's a lot of people's though, isn't it? You can tell that, with the Tomcat how popular it is for people, and the F4. It's an iconic aircraft, isn't it? So
it's just in some ways it's strange that they've gone up against Sukamori who do F4s anyway, but then everyone was expecting them to do a 109 or a 190. It's not as though there's hundreds of those out, is there? So,
but would that be a big seller in Japan?
Exactly, probably not. Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's like, that's why to me they've, the 32nd fighters, shall we say, they've done a P-51, they've done a Corsair, they've done the Zero, they've done a Spitfire, but they ain't done out German yet. No. Is there a reason for that? Because they don't sell in Japan. I don't know. Obviously, you'd have to speak to somebody from Tamiya to gauge that, which they wouldn't tell you anyway. But
I was going to say you'd need the thumb screws for that one.
But we'll see, because obviously this is only the first batch of releases, isn't it? So we'll see what comes later on in the year, and and go through all this again.
Absolutely. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I know at the time everyone was like, that's really disappointing. But honestly, after coming off of a year now of COVID, and the world isn't how it was before we went in. And I don't think we're going to come straight back to it how it was as well. It may be that it's just going to be a bit of a safer year, which is, I think, the same for most businesses. It's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So on to the next one we can pick on. So Italeri, funnily enough, they released theirs as well for their release sort of schedule for the next few months. So again, with Italeri, you do tend to take it with a pinch of salt.
Well, hold on a minute. I was about to say, can you rephrase that? Not the next few years.
Yeah, I was going to say, you do take a lot of it with a pinch of salt, because some things they've even had in their catalogue for years have never happened.
I have a bit of a nap in this segment, and you wake me up when it's...
You like it, Italeri? It's your favourite brand.
Yes.
Yeah, carry on, Andy. Go and get your damning. I'll wake you up when we're done.
Right, okay. So some various things on here, which I have no idea what one of them is. Contains one figure.
Some various things here on water. I thought that's what you was going to say.
Yes. So that's your naval section.
Yeah.
Interesting, you can get some of these mooring points.
And a dock.
Some cleats. And a dock.
Oh, right, okay.
So, yes, we've got those in there. We've got a P-38 Lightning, 72nd.
Which is the old mini... Oh, 72nd. I wonder if you use that. Is that...
It's not saying new, so we're thinking it's...
Has Italeri done one in the past? Has Esky done one in the past?
Yes.
That scale mate. Somebody scale mate that, because Dragon... Is it the Dragon one, Dirk, is it? Because that would actually make sense. Oh, it's Dragon. It's a Dragon kit, which ain't great, I don't think, is it?
Oh.
The docks are re-released. We'll tell you when they're the new releases. These are just the catalogue. Yeah. That's as old as...
Forever. So, down in here, we've got, various kits from back in the day.
Yeah.
So...
there's a Phantom.
That's a Phantom. So this is the EF version in the nice hill schemes. I like that camo, the hill scheme. It's quite a nice one. So this is the long nose Phantom as well, 72nd.
Is it?
Which again, I don't know whose that is.
Esky's.
Is that Esky's one?
Definitely the old Esky kit.
Okay, some various other stuff they've been kicking around for years. Although they're obviously making a thing of the Korean War. Is it an anniversary for that this year?
Yeah, bound to be
51, wasn't it?
Something.
And we're 21, aren't we? Yeah, presume so.
Okay, so anyway, just because we've all wanted one now forever, a 48 scale Spitfire Mark 1. So I'm taking it that Italeri thought, do you know what? Seeing as everybody else has released one, we should as well. So,
it's just, I don't know. When you're going up against Tamiya and Edard, and even the Airfix one, because that's not going to be cheap.
Yeah. No. So yes, interesting.
We'll see. We can't really comment until we've seen it. But I'm not kind of holding my breath. Obviously, the Viking, which is your favourite plane ever, Phil.
But then that just needs to
Again, that's the old Esky kit. Just needs somebody to do a new one.
Just make some work on it. Did new engine.
That's the tester's kit.
Oh, is that the tester one? Is it?
Yeah.
But it's just all the engines are.
You can get a lovely load of aftermarket for it, though. Let's face it. You can replace almost everything on that kit. Nice wing fold set, the lot. So.
But they could just retooled parts of it and then bought it out again. And
is the Viking any good? No.
It goes together. It does go together. I've built it. It does go together. I know lots of people have thrown all the aftermarket at it as well. Jelly had one on our old site that he put everything at it, and Scratch built tons of it, and it looked mega. But
the thing is, though, like you said, you've got to chuck a lot at it to make it up to today's standards, haven't you?
Yes.
So why has that aircraft been so overlooked by other manufacturers? You'd have thought Kinetic would be the one company, because they did start to tackle that sort of thing, didn't they? They've done a tracker, they've done the...
Well, they did the Greyhound and they did the Hawkeye. So, yeah, it makes sense. The only one they missed out on was the Viking.
Yeah.
And I actually quite like it. I think it's a funky-looking aircraft, if I'm honest.
It's a good bit of kit.
But, yeah, again, I think in all scales it's pretty... it's pretty overlooked, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Did Asagawa do one in 72nd, but it's like nigh on impossible to get?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
See, I could have imagined that, but I'm sure somebody does it. Who does a 72nd Viking? Somebody does, and it's... I don't think you can get that either. It's hard to get hold of. I don't know. Was it not a very long-used aircraft by US?
No, it was around quite a while and everything. It actually got retired a little bit before its day, I think. But, budget cuts and all the rest of it.
Right. So, again, it's thingy why it's so overlooked then, isn't it, from manufacturers? But, again, it's not a Phantom, is it, or a Tomcat?
No, it's not glamorous, is it?
See, Nathan says, look, Asagawa do a 72nd one. See, I didn't imagine it. But you can't get it for love of money, probably. The old Airfix one.
All right, skip that. I've built that one.
Yeah.
So, the Dragon Lady, which obviously is out now.
Hold on, you've missed one.
Well, we're not talking about that, because that's as old as the days.
No, you've got to talk about that.
Oh, okay. So this is the old 2002 horrible F-15E. Honestly, there's plenty more choices out there. Just build the Revel one.
Yeah.
Before we came on, we were thinking this, weren't we? Discussing whose it was, because we were going, well, is it such and such a kit, or is it there? And I didn't even know until Larry had done one, if I'm honest.
Yeah. No, it's not a nice kit, so avoid that one. Just get yourself the Revel one for the same money. Get the Revel one if you can.
Oh, well, on a minute, get the Great Wall Lobbies one. If
you get the Great Wall Lobbies one, even better, because that's bang up to date.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you got some bits down. You got the Stuka. What's the Stuka like? Any good?
Actually, the Stuka's all right.
Yeah. Full engine and everything, don't you?
Yeah, because that's is that a big?
Yes.
One. Oh, right. Well, I think the Airfix one's better, but I think it's okay. It's it's all that kit. The G one, the later one, which is obviously a more harder one to get, because the only other one I think is Asagawa off the top of my head, which is again you get him now and again, but yeah, I think it's all right actually. Not a bad kit.
And obviously we've got the little Blitz tanker.
Yeah, I think that's all right for a little direct. What about the U2? You haven't mentioned the U2.
Well, we just said it's out though, isn't it? You can get that. She's out. I haven't seen it yet. We'll have to see if we can get one in. I'll do a review on it.
Would you like to get that in the FV Club and do a side-by-side with the new one? Because that's the old one with raised panel lines, if I remember.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's ancient, that is.
Oh, right. That's all right. We'll stick with the other one then.
The FV Club. There we go. Now then.
All new tool.
I think this is actually a very shrewd move and could sell well.
Yeah.
If they pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the price is right, because that's the other thing. I don't know. Obviously, we ain't had no price list through for Italy, so I don't know what the price is of it. But the only other one is the Kitty Hawk, isn't it? For a B.
For a B, yeah. So 48 scale, your option is the Kitty Hawk one, which, as I said, it's such a almost there kit, but it's just none of the doors shut or close up. It's got lots of little issues with it. So if they can actually nail this one down, I'm just hoping they don't oversimplify it. Even if they did, to be honest, the Hasegawa 72nd one I did, if they just, like that was retooled in 48 with that same level of detail and everything else, it would be a good kit. Because that 72nd Hasegawa one is absolutely brilliant. It's a fantastic little kit. So, again, this could have so much potential because, again, it's a B. Your other option is the Kitty Hawk. Everyone knows that it's a bit of a nightmare, the Kitty Hawk one. So if this actually turned out to be half decent, I think they'll do really well with it because, again, it's a kit of the day. It's an aircraft of the day. Different usage, different markings. Obviously, you do. Hopefully, there'll be RAF markings in there as well and stuff like that.
Look, there's
Oh
US,
yeah.
Italian, and RAF.
Yeah, so obviously, you're going to have nice marking options in there as well. So hopefully, it'll be one of those. It'd be really disappointing if they screw that up or they oversimplify it and it's just a crappy kit. But hopefully, they'll do a nice job. And if they did, I think they'll do really well with that. And they've got some good legs on that kit.
To be honest, though, the 48th one's not a bad The 72nd one's not a bad kit, is it?
No. I've done the review on the 72nd one, wasn't it? And I've built the Hasegawa 72nd. Yeah. So there's again, I don't want to sing its praises because it could be a complete turd. But I'm hopeful that this actually could be a really good one. And if it is, it'll put, I think, Italy back on the map. It'd be like, without doing the big 30-second stuff and all of that, 48 scale, good kit. Good, solid kit.
So no pressure, Italy, but...
No pressure at all.
Just do a good job on it.
Expecting good things.
Oh, dear, that Fury's is older than...
Yeah.
And that's it. I'll tell you what it is, actually. I know it's thingy, but the Air thing. I know it's the old Esky kit. What they called them, that one.
Oh, what, that one?
Like the Antelope or what they call it.
Yeah, the Embraer, isn't it? Whatever it is. The MB,
Yeah. It's an old kit, but that is actually quite a classic kit. If you get a cockpit for it, I think it's actually not too shoddy.
Yeah.
The rest of it, forget it, really.
Yeah.
The Hawk. What about the Hawk, Phil? Aren't you interested in the 48th Hawk?
I must admit, I've never built the 48th one. I don't know what that one's like.
Actually, I did build the Airfix one, and that weren't brilliant. I don't know, because obviously there's...
See, again, I'm the same. I've done the Airfix one, but I haven't done the...
There's a Hobby Boss do a Hawk now in 48, don't they?
48, yeah.
I don't know, because that is knocking on a bit, but I don't know how it stands up to them.
As for these are the Esky ones, aren't they? The MiG-23 and the Phantom's definitely the Esky kit.
Yeah,
the Mirage 3, I don't know who that is.
Is that Esky? Yeah. Or Esky molds, what would have been. Yeah.
So, obviously, 32nd, we knew this one was coming because obviously from the kit. Most of the parts, I think, are in there anyway. But yes, so now we've got the ECR version.
Yeah, an IDS.
And the IDS. So consequently, obviously, we were expecting to have all the versions popping along at some point, which why not? They're getting their monies from it.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't heard anything massively negative about that kit.
No, it's just the pricing, wasn't it?
I think it was just the pricing, yeah. I think it put a lot of people off when you think, again, I think you've got that trouble with the pricing. You think, Italy, you're looking at like a mid-priced kit, and obviously when that thing came out 140 quid, a lot of people were like, how much? But it is a lot of plastic, But it is a big kit.
When you put it up against the old Revell one, which is not a bad kit really still, is it? Let's be honest, it's buildable, but it's 3 times cheaper or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
And when you put it up against a 148 Phantom for 100 quid, it's quite a lot of plastic in it, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of difference in plastic, isn't it? So.
Yeah, but you've not seen the Phantom yet, have you? And the engineering on the Phantom is going to be a hell of a lot better than that.
I know around the internet they've been querying about the box art, haven't they?
Well, apparently so. Nathan's actually in our chat. Why he's not working, I don't know. Could have come on and explained it.
For an Italian company to put the German markings on it, so instead of Italian.
Apparently Tornado Sig's up in arms because it's not got an Italian one on the box art from what Nathan said. So,
but then again, perhaps they're just going from a sales point of view.
Yeah, probably. The thing is with that version, that's got all the cool schemes.
Yeah.
That's got all the special schemes from the Germans, the Italians, and that's the one really the version to build because you can do like say all the good stuff really. The RF ones are a bit bland, let's be honest, aren't we?
We just did tails, didn't we?
Just a couple of tails, exactly. So and then you can get a crew to go with it, look.
Yes, you got new tool crew. So these are NATO pilots and ground crew and accessories.
Yeah.
So CH-53.
Not a bad kit. Do you know what? For Italy, I think when they're not rehashing some things, their own kits that they've done, as in the helicopters, I think are actually okay. Yeah. I can't bash them for that. So there's not many other versions of that. I think the other one is the Fujimi one, which you can't get. So I think it's all right. The MASH helicopters are a bit spindly though, aren't they? In 72nd.
Yeah, definitely. They're a little bit fiddly, but that's it. We've got a Hind, which is very old kit. The Tiger.
Yeah, is that the one Nathan sold, isn't it? The
We've got a 48th as well.
Yeah.
So yes. Vehicles.
Oh yeah, no, just carry on, mate. Don't even bother with them.
Have they got anything new in it?
Well, there's that T34. Go back up. The T34 is new mould, but they've already got a version of a T34 out from a few years ago. So I presume they've just upgraded them for a turret and stuff. Because I think that was a 76, and that's another 85.
The Italian thing says new, but that's out.
That's already out. That's been out last year. That. Oh no, he's got. Yeah, no, that one's out. It's all right. It's the angle I'm looking at. Yeah, that was out last year with fully. That actually is quite a nice kit. That Sema Vetti, is it they call it? That's okay. But the other stuff, yeah, ancient.
Right. Okay. So this time we've got. Yeah, we were saying about this. We need your Napoleon battle set.
These laser cut
wood
like the other ones.
Yeah, that does look it, doesn't it? And that's going to be really heavy because you've got the full form there.
I was going to say it's going to be it's going to be like a pallet.
Yeah.
Had a few of them in that way, and they are heavy things.
Yes.
Yeah, because we thought it was just going to be like vac form.
I thought it was vac form, wasn't it, till you pick it up?
Yeah, they're quite substantial, aren't they? So you've got the full form building there, have you? And some green jackets, is it? What regiment's that, Andy?
I don't know which green one. Is that Sharp?
Sharp's Rifles. Is that a regiment, is it? Sharp's right. I don't think they were called that back in Waterloo days. The Dragoons, aren't they?
Cool.
So they only need Sharp. He's like Rambo of the day.
It's there, look, holding the gun, shooting.
That's it. He's got a sight on that.
I must have got a barrel to something.
The 95th, what? Are they Dragoons, are they? Muskets, are they? I've got no idea with Napoleon times.
I don't think it was a self-loading rifle back in them days.
It pulls out, yeah.
Could have done with it.
Yeah.
New moulds. So we've got the Jag Tiger.
The Jag Tiger is 72, is it? So that's not the old
56
kit.
scale.
What scale?
156.
Oh, they're doing wargaming stuff, don't they? I forgot about it.
Yeah.
They're like World of Tanks, is it, or something?
So yeah, these are 72nd though. So back again, apparently, for the T62.
Yeah, they're old like Esky kits and their own, aren't they? So some of them were all right for the day, to be honest. They were quite good back in the 80s.
Yeah,
that's what you need, Phil.
And to be honest, this is what we said. Italy, say what you like, but their trucks are brilliant.
Trucks are mega.
Their trucks are really, really good. That's the whole point. It's funny how they can have such good trucks, but some of their other kits, pants, you know. So, but they do some fantastic schemes, the decal schemes for them, and all the rest of it, and they do some really interesting stuff. So,
I like the old Merc, that red and white one.
And the Wrecker there, look.
Yeah.
Daft Wrecker.
They do look really good built, actually. When you do see it, well, when we did the model show, when you see them, they do build to look really good.
So we got those.
Oh, look, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
So, these are the old Esky kits, again, which we've obviously, you can't really see on that camera, but we've built the vans, haven't we?
Yeah.
They go together all right, aren't they? They're a bit simplified, but they're quite fun builds. So, we presume the BMW is coming out again, the one. And what's that, a Bugatti, what? Napoleon?
Yes.
How long that bonnet is? That's just huge, isn't it? We're saying the Toyota Land Cruiser, that's an original, isn't it?
Yeah, I had one of them.
Really?
Yeah. And
what, and you sold it? You muppet.
I know, I had it when I was 20, 21.
Worth a fortune, right?
That's my daily driver. It leaked like a sieve. The steering had a mind of its own, literally. You know, you get a little bit of play in the steering wheel. Well, mine went about quarter way round.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So I think there was some bushing problems. But yeah, that was my that was my whip. And it was like mustard yellow. It was a bloody awful colour. Somebody had hand painted it. So yes, probably worth a fortune now, as you say.
They are. They fetch stupid money if you can find a real one. There's not rot, obviously, just rot away to nothing. But yeah, they fetch absolute.
Yes.
Yeah, could probably name your price.
Yeah.
To an extent. The XJ220 is coming back. So Mr. McCluskey's all excited. I think he's just, you know.
Yeah, we're getting mildly moist there.
It will be, just a little bit. And the Jeep, I think that's already out. The thing is, a version of that SL was already out. So the rally version. And then, now you see, I quite like that.
Yeah.
Yes, classics.
They don't sell. No, they don't. I think they're cool, but they don't sell. I think it's one of them people who like the idea of it, but it's a niche in it, I think, as well.
It is a very niche market on those.
It's a niche market on them, and
It does look cool, though.
but they look nice.
So are these the old Protar kits?
No, that's a new release from it.
Is that a new release, one of their own ones? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Roadster, and they've done another version of it, if that's the other one. One's a racing one, and one's a Roadster, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's the old Protar kit.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, the Delta, which I would have thought was supposed to be out last year, is a new tool, which is 1/12 scale, which, again, what I call that, isn't it? And
yeah, gorgeous.
I would definitely have one of them. And then Barry Sheen's.
Yeah.
Is it Yamaha or Honda or what? What is it?
Suzuki, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Suzuki. Yeah. I don't know. Is that the old Proton mold?
I don't know.
Who did? Because Matchbox released theirs, but I never. Whose was it originally? Because that was in the old catalogues, the Matchbox one.
God knows.
That's another scale, mates.
A couple of the bites.
Yeah.
So you can have like a Parry Dakar kit on that.
Yeah.
It's like the other trial bike.
The what?
The other trial bike.
It's a Yamaha, in it. Go back up.
What, this one? No, that's a Suzuki RN.
Suzuki. You had one of them as well, Phil?
No. That would have been. No. I think I had a poster of that on my wall as a small child.
Is that a KTM?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the KTM out before. For a while, anyway. God, that was a thingy trials bike, wasn't it? The Suzuki, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, the Suzuki was the poster child, that was, back in the day.
What was there? Was another one, wasn't there? What was the other one?
The 80s.
It was a Yamaha, wasn't it? And
yeah.
An RT? Was it an RT?
Yeah, the RTs, yeah.
I didn't have. I'm not into bikes much, but
yeah. I had a P175. Was it P175?
I had a DT.
A DT.
Yeah, I had a DT50, and then when I passed my license, I had a DT250. So, good old days. There you go. So that's it then. So
that's it. Yeah.
Brace yourself, everyone, for this year's releases. Everyone excited? So yes, you know, again, it's. I think the times we live in, everyone's just playing a little bit safe with these, but there is still some interesting things in there. As I say, it'd be really interesting to see exactly what's going to be with that F35 from Italy. I think it could be really, really good one if as long as I don't screw it up. And it'd be interesting to see what the rest of the world is all up to, you know, with the other manufacturers.
Yeah, well, sure, we'll get for the next few months, like Trickle Reese. Obviously, ICM's done theirs, Airfix have done, Tamiya now done theirs in Italy. So who we got left? Zvezda. Who else is there? I'm looking out there. Don't know.
We just dribble theirs through.
Yeah, they haven't really released much lately, though. Really, not a lot, have they? So anyway, shall we do some questions?
Should we do questions? Okay, Dino says, quick one for Matt. That 1 ton half track you built with the diorama recently, was it the Italy one? And if so, which one? Have you got it there, have you?
See, look.
There we go. Get it out, Andy. Show us.
2 different boxings of it. So you can have the Italy boxing or the Tamiya reboxing.
Right, so he's saying in there that if so, which one? Upgraded by Tamiya in a joint venture, question mark.
No, I built this version.
Yeah.
And actually the figures, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to get them blooming horrible soft plastic figures, and they're not. They're actually Masterbox paratroopers. They're all right.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah. I didn't realise till I did a bit of research. So yeah, they're not even them. They're Masterbox paratroopers in it. But no, it's that version I built. And
we've got them in stock, I take it.
Well,
since we've got them there.
You can't find one anywhere, but we obviously didn't look on PM.
Yeah, so PM's got them, clearly. As you can see, we've got them there.
Yeah.
Chris is talking obviously about what we've just been discussing. So, yeah, I think we've covered that one really, haven't we? About the releases and stuff like that. Lee says, hi, I've heard that Revel are going to release a soft top version of the new E-Type Jag later in the year. It's great, but would it be even better if they released the lightweight version with an inbuilt roll cage?
Yeah, but you don't we sell it, are they?
No. It's a bit niche.
Do you think?
No. And Rev will not do it. I'll be surprised if they did do it, if I'm honest. Yeah, the roaster, I can understand and all that, but...
And also, as Matt was pointing out just before we came on air, which I didn't spot at the time, it's licensed.
It's a licensed Jag.
It's a licensed Jag.
Product.
So...
Never say never. I mean, you don't know, they might do, but you've got to think of a sales point of view. I don't know if it would be popular, would it?
I know it's heresy, but I think the lightweight looks nicer than the standard one does. It's got a lower roofline antenna.
Yeah.
More
but again, how much remoulding will they have to do? Completely new shell, innit? And then all the, the roll cage has got to be done. I can't see it, can you?
They don't use wire wheels, it's steel wheels and
Yeah, I think it's been all new toolkit, really, wouldn't it?
He says that he's dug out of his stash the 2011 Revell soft top version, and it's got stamped under the body Revell monogram, made in the USA 1963. Crikey. So the original mould is 1 year younger than me. It'll be interesting to see how much better the new tool kit is compared to the old timer.
Well, I do hope it's a lot better, if I'm honest. I really do.
Because Matt's going to build it.
It could be a short build if it's not.
Yeah, that's it. He says, as a side story, back in the 60s, my dad had a Mark II Jag stolen on a Friday evening. It was then returned back to Monday morning in perfect condition with a fuel tank of fuel and 200 fags in the glove box. And the local police said it had probably been used in a bank job.
What, save me opening it? Is that saving me a job? Stick it there.
I thought they were saying it had electrical problems and wouldn't start, so they brought it back and felt sorry for it and gave him a tank of fuel and fags. Imagine using it in a bank job. Okay, Danny says, hi guys, is it possible for you to reserve the Hasegawa Sea King for me? I'm furloughed at the moment, but could give you a deposit and clear the rest in a couple of weeks. Have we got any?
I don't know. We'll sort this out after.
I do. I knew we were getting low on them. So Scott says, hi guys, I'm wondering if it's possible or planned for PM to get hold of a 48 scale Edarb MiG-21 Biz Weekend Edition that's due to come out in February. I believe. Wasn't sure how much the fire has impacted distribution of kits out to the shops yet. Apparently, according to their statement, it hasn't though, has it? So it should be okay. There were some things that have been put back, but...
So is this a 48th MiG-21 Biz?
Yeah, it's just a weekend.
Weekend, sorry.
Yeah, they've never done weekend Biz, I don't think, have there? So
it's obviously coming out, isn't it?
I don't think it's obviously the fire that's a problem, is it?
No.
So, I mean, we could get it. When they're in stock, we'll get them in, I would have thought. Or if people want to, we'll get you one in. So,
yes. He says, as a side note, also wanted to ask if it was possible to ask for special orders in for things that are not normally in stock. I really like the Zvezda A350, but I know airliners aren't to everyone's taste, so totally get why. We could do that, that's not a problem.
Yeah, if you PM Matt...
Hold on a minute.
PM me if any requests, and I'll sort them out.
If we can get them, if they're in stock at suppliers, then we've said this before. Perhaps we need to put some up on site to say anything, But obviously, I'll reiterate this as well, because obviously it does need to be in production. Please don't go, I want this kit that's not been in and available since God knows when. Can you get one? Because obviously we can't. No. It's currently in people's catalogues and it is an available kit, then we can make inquiries and see.
Yeah, but just message me on the forum and I'll sort it out for you.
Yeah.
Brian says, hi PM team, I'm going to guess that the 48 scale Phantoms will be the hot topic of the show. No, we've covered everything, just not the Phantom. My Phantom question is about the Hasegawa kits. I bought an unstarted but incomplete Fleet Air Arm FGR-1 kit a couple of decades ago at a swap meet. Bloody hell. It is missing most of the pylons, underwing stores, except for the centre fuel tank and recce pod. It's also missing the missiles on the underside area. I see that Revell have reissued the FGR2. I don't know if it contains any of the underwing bits from the FGR1 or if it's a completely different kit. No, it's all the same.
Hold on. Did Asagawa do an FGR1 in 48?
No, he's saying they did the FGR2, didn't they?
So yeah, I thought it was the FGR1 that is originally.
He's got an FGR1. That read the question again.
That right. He said he's got an incomplete Fleet Air Arm FGR1. So it's the Hasegawa one he's got.
Did Asagawa do one then, I'm asking? I didn't know they did one.
Yeah, they did a 1 and a 2.
Did they? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you see the 1 much anymore then?
I don't know, actually. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you'll find that the weapon set and the fuel tanks and stuff like that, because the Sparrow missiles which go on the belly and the fuel tanks for the wings and that are all exactly the same. It's the same ones. I think it's still the same ones. It's just because it's got the older version of the Sidewinder missiles on that kit compared to the newer ones. But say if you're not even putting them on, it doesn't matter. But the Sparrows would be the same. The fuel tanks are all the same. So you should be, I think, fine with that. I'm just seeing, because I haven't got that kit here actually, but yeah, I think it's like a generic sprues for those parts for all the Phantom family.
Right.
They're still available locally in Western Canada, but I think maybe discontinued soon. Yeah, we've heard about that because we grabbed a few, didn't we?
Yes, the Revell kit has all the parts for both versions apparently.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, grab the Revell version if you can.
We could wait for the Tammy one to come out and spend £100 and use a bit out of that.
I think if I'm honest, I'm not 100% certain, but you want to check. But I'm pretty sure you can do an FGR1 from the FGR2 kit because it come with both tails, and it's the top of the tails which is the bit that's completely different. So one has the square top, one has the round top.
Hey, what about the seats?
What, between the 1 and 2?
Yeah.
I think they've all got the standard sort of MB7s in them, haven't they?
I've got no idea. You're the Phantom man.
That's what I think. I think they are either the Martin Baker 5s or 7s or whatever they are in there.
Right. Okay.
So.
Okay.
So yes. Keith says, "Hi Phil and Matt. I'm currently hearing yesterday's Q&A one. Someone is releasing a 30-second Hurricane."
No, they're not.
Are they? We didn't mention it.
No, we were talking about the 48th Armour one, weren't we? So he's obviously. Must have misheard what we were saying. So yeah, no, it's 48 for Keith. It's a like I say, Armour Robbers are doing one at some point.
Yeah. And then he says mainly wooden aircraft. So not a lot of detail to him. Is that? I think he's obviously cut and pasted that from somewhere else because I think that's not part of this conversation. By the looks of it.
Any more? Who's this?
Then we've got Martin says, "Hi guys, great show. Just wondering what will be a good kit for my first bare metal finished aircraft."
A P-51 by Tamiya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good shout.
Yeah.
20 quid. And if you mess it up, it don't really matter, does it? Easy to put together. Yeah. Would you agree?
But we're out of stock at the moment.
Yeah, we are. Perhaps the Edward one then.
Don't forget, obviously, if you're doing the Edward one, just do silver wings because they're painted. But the body is bare metal finish. So again,
what about that little vampire? That's painted silver as well, isn't it?
That's painted. It's dope. Yeah.
I think what will be
Sabre,
an F86. Can't get them, can you, for bloody money?
Yeah, true.
Not yet, anyway.
P-51, I think. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of what else in the shop. I'm trying to run my head around the shop to see. You know, you want something cheap, just in case. So really, the P-51's the one in it.
Yes.
Or there you go. Look.
Yeah. 104.
F04. Look.
F4. That's what. F1, F4, not F4. F4's on the brain.
That's a bit pricey though to be messing about.
And also, it's a bit of a handful for your first if you're just having a go.
Yeah. So, no. Probably.
Yeah. If you find yourself a cheap Mustang, because obviously don't forget the wings aren't bare metal finish; they're silver. But the body is metal, so
yeah,
and airfix.
Or as I say, the guys putting down here P-47, good shout.
That's a good kit as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, no.
So a Thunderbolt, P-47 Thunderbolt.
You definitely want
good shout.
Bubble top though, not the Razorback.
Yes. Patrick says, not really a question, but since Matt enjoys doing dioramas these days, look at YouTuber, I don't know how you even pronounce that, Philazo Hobbyer.
All right. Okay. I'll
Search for that.
Yeah, I'll have a look. Thank you.
Sean says, hi team, hope you're all well, really enjoying the live shows. I remember seeing back in 2018 that Kinetic were working on a Mirage F1. Were they? I don't remember that.
I don't either, if I'm honest, but the
Kitty Hawk released one.
Yeah, but again, it's like they've done everything else in the Mirage 3 and a 2000, so why wouldn't they do a Mirage 1 to get to the Mirage collection?
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't remember seeing it. Perhaps it was. It's one of them that's probably been and gone and people's forgot because, you know, they was waiting for the Harrier to come out.
French aircraft seem to be overlooked despite being very elegant. Glad to see the Dora Wings having a go at some World War II French fighters.
I'll tell you what, they'll be on French bombers next.
Well, there you go. Nigel will be happy.
He will. He'll be beside himself with
Yes,
excitement.
in that he'll be going, mental.
When he can build his Ami yacht and other wacky stuff they did. All looks like Catch the Pigeon planes to me.
It does.
Yeah.
They're interesting, I'll give them that. They do look interesting.
Yes. Greg's just saying that he's just completed his P47 Tamiya P47 Razorback, 10 out of 10. Great kit. Both for their 48 scale, the Bubble and Razorback are absolutely brilliant.
I'd even put that above doing probably a P51.
Yeah.
Because that's just a real easy, straightforward kit to build, and it's quite chunky and big in it. So
yeah.
And they were bare metal, weren't they? Not painted.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean in metal, yeah.
Yeah. So perhaps the P47 is probably a really good shout.
Yeah. John's saying if you can find the Tamiya 1:100 scale, IL-28, MiG-19, MiG-21s.
Yeah, he might want something a little bit bigger.
Yeah, something a bit more in your hand.
Yeah.
Great quality kits and with natural metal schemes. The wings on the P51 were painted. I know, I just said that.
David's just put a thing, hold on, hi people on chat, and obviously us just stupidly in brackets fogged a side window with kicker. Anyone know the upper limits of using crystal clear as windows? It's an oval but 6mm by 4mm max.
Yeah, you can do that. That's easy.
Yeah,
I've done bigger than that. I've done huge.
What's it
on your Delphin, wasn't it?
Yeah. What is it on? What aircraft or?
Yeah, but it's say with it, what you want to do is put a good blob in there. You want good thick stuff. Make sure you get some proper stuff. Don't just take it from the top where it's a little bit watery. Get the thick stuff and get it up. Also, what you can do just to help out is that if you want to, you can put in like a piece of tape or something just for the minute to hold it slightly and then peel it off afterwards.
No, it's on his Valiant, so I think he should be fine. It's obviously not the front glass, is it?
But again, if it's ovals and stuff like that, it's easier because obviously that one on there was like a centimetre. I think it is. It's like a centimetre by 9mm on a square. That's horrible. Round's easy. Square's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So you're sort of hanging it downwards like that. Don't stick it like that because it all falls off. So you've got it level and then flip it over as it's drying. So.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you should get away with that.
Sean saying does a fictional bare metal finish on an F4, on a Tamiya F4. Well, there you go. That's one way of doing it.
Yeah.
So yes, cool. Yeah, no, you'll be right on a Valiant. It'll be fine. Yes, I've done a helicopter with it. I've done lots of things with it. I was trying to get to the world record of how big an object can you do in crystal clear.
So you did all your transall, didn't you?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the entire transall had it.
Well, obviously the VC10 as well, didn't you?
Yeah, the VC10 is all like it as well, and they're quite big on that. So I think they're bigger than the transform, that one. The other thing as well is, you get that glue that goes off with the UV light.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you could do that as well.
Yeah, because it's like a resin, isn't it?
Because it dries instantly. Because the trouble you have when you're doing big windows with it is that it sags with the weight of it before it's drying, so you can zap it with the thing and get it to go. But I don't know how crystal clear it goes.
How do you get it in? Because I mean, like crystal clear, it's like you put it in and sort of like it's all like the
look,
like
bond it.
Together, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you?
What do you mean? How would you do it? It's like the crystal. It's like a pen, isn't it?
I know it's like, but how would you actually make it fill a hole?
I don't know. I've never used it.
Well, the ultraviolet glue is just wet, so you could literally just use it the same way. Just drop a bit in and then zap it.
You got on there.
What, the pen?
Yeah, bond
The thing is, I don't think I've got a battery for it. We had this trouble when I was using it the other week.
Oh, right.
Because I put a different battery into it.
And have you got a hole you could just fill with the glue just to...
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Can you put your overhead on and do a test? Just drill an hole and fill it and see what happens.
Hold on, I need something to drill hole in.
This is live test because this could help me out actually. Yeah, that's why I want to know if it works.
Hold on, let me get something to drill hole in. I'll get a bit of wing or something.
No. Use the VC10.
What, I just drill hole in the VC10?
Yeah, well, where the windows was, try it. Do one of them crystal clear windows out and try it.
Hold on, I'll do it on here because I can't get the VC10 under the camera. Right, hold on, I'll need a light.
It does what?
You can't dry it.
It does,
It does, chaps.
Apparently Rob says it does.
Right.
Look, that's a nice tool.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. See if I can drill through with it.
How big's the hole?
I'll measure it in a minute.
Oh,
it's big.
Can you get your digital calipers out so we...
What, I get to the nearest millimetre? That big. It's big.
Yeah, that's big enough. Try it.
Right, hold on. Let me just polish the edges.
Ooh, I've been at the dentist.
That's the javelin.
That's it. Right.
Hole in the javelin.
Oh my God, he has done an hole in the javelin.
No, I haven't. That's not a javelin wing.
What's it?
No, that's from a Eurofighter. Apparently, Eurofighters are riveted. Who knew, Trumpeter?
Oh.
Right.
Not made of composite material then, they're riveted.
No, they riveted it, apparently.
All right.
Right, it's a bit sticky, this. It's been leaking. Oh, my Lord. Sticky. Sticky Vicky. Right. Sorry, children.
Okay.
Right, okay. So...
Self on full screen, Phil?
Oh, God, how much you lot? Jesus, this isn't my show. Where's me magnifiers? I need to see what I'm doing here. Right, this would be so much easier with just a drop of PVA, but just because you guys want to see it.
Put the thing back in there.
You got to do it, it's coming out of my hole. Hold on, I've got to block my nozzle. Don't put the UV light near it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Tell you what, things this is bloody messy at the best of times. I've got a better idea. Let's just pull the end of this off.
I think you might have been a bit over ambitious with this whole.
No, it'll be fine. If anyone can pull it off, still will.
Yeah, bastard.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Ooh.
That was my thought. You see, how you're going to actually get it to. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Right. I think I need a bit more of my thing.
Or a thinner thing.
Yeah, perhaps cocktail stick.
Here you go. Hold on. We're there.
It's
Right.
clear. He's got his Optivisor on.
Yeah, I can't see anything these days without it. How long does this stuff take to go off? I can't remember now.
That's it. It's one, I think, 10 seconds or something, is it? Just count to 20 or something. I bet you can polish it though, can't you? You'll be able to flat and polish that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can. I've polished it before. This stuff, when it goes off, goes proper
clear,
rock hard.
5 seconds, apparently, Chris said. That should have gone off. Is that gone off?
That's gone off.
Right. That's clear, isn't it?
Pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. And we've got that in storage if anybody wants any.
Yeah.
There we go. We're out of stock in the next 5, 4, 3.
There you go, and that's a big hole. So how big's that? That's got to be what? Centimetre almost? Hold on, I have a small thingy here. Where's it? Centimetres? So that's what?
We did believe you.
8 mil.
Right, do a thingy, Phil. Right, I presume, is that not flat? Is that a bit domed?
It's still a bit sticky, to be honest.
Oh, right.
Perhaps the bonding stuff ain't gone off properly yet. But actually, no, it's pretty flat, to be honest.
Oh, right, it don't matter then, does it? It's just wondering if you can run a stick over it and just see what it polishes like with tennis thing. Make good for nav lights and I think somebody used it for ender missiles, you know, the clear pop,
seeker heads.
The seeker heads and stuff like that, yeah. He sold you, Andy.
Yeah, it's still a bit sticky. I don't know if mine's gone off. Oh, hello. I thought I could hear someone. Got a delivery. It's all right. My glamorous assistant will handle that.
Okay. Good job she's at home today.
It's all right. It'll be the dog food.
Oh, oh God.
Thank you, Amazon. So yes.
I don't know what the shelf life is. I mean, how long you had your...
Well, I've had this a few years now. Actually, a member sent it to me.
Yeah.
So, but yes, it's a few years old now, mine, and it's gone a bit sticky. But as I say, this is the Bondic one, but obviously Revelve reboxed it under their own.
My man here will run outside and get one.
Go and grab one, Andy. So there we go. Salted.
It's on the rack, down the bottom. Okay. Spin it round. It's gone. That's it. Yeah.
It's a bit sticky. I don't know why. I've got a feeling it's got a shelf life. I've had that now, well, a long time.
Go fix it. So that's a licensed version of Bond.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, it is. Hold on, we've got them in the store, haven't we? What are we under tools?
Tools in it, or was it glues? Might be under glues. It's under glues because there's a glue in it.
Sorry, glues. Let's go glue. Glues.
You can use it as
down the bottom. There it is.
There you go. It's the same thing. It's just using a thingy to it. I think my ultraviolet light's a bit crap as well. The bulb's going. It wasn't very strong.
2 lights.
I don't know. Is that the right one? Has it got
what you've got there?
Right up now. I'm just saying that because that's got the refill. Oh.
Part number 625 ends in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, has it got a different packaging now, have they?
I don't know. Just what we would have took off something.
So there we go. That's what you need. Some glue.
I'm going to say, Christopher, as well, I'm sure the stuff from PM Models is better than the stuff from... It's Bondic, just rebranded by Revell.
Yeah.
Because it's in the same orange sort of...
Yeah, it's like...
dispenser and stuff, isn't it?
Super glue, isn't it? CA glue's rebranded by everybody. It's
stuff,
isn't it? So this is just,
it's
obviously not CA glue, but yeah,
it's a version of Bondic in it.
Yeah.
Because that's a Canadian company, Bondic, isn't it? Who originally did it.
You get all those adverts, dodgy adverts on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah.
Apparently, it was a dentist who wanted to do some jobs at home.
That was it. Yeah. That was it. So he invented Bondic.
Yeah.
Says warning may cause allergic reaction.
Invented by a dentist. Yes.
It's like when my fingers are throbbing.
Get yourself some fillings now, can't you, with that?
Yeah, that's it. Do your own teeth.
Sure, you could do your own teeth.
Yeah, that's it now. Save on dental bills.
Yeah.
So you need a drill. So you can have one of these as the drill.
Is that it? Look on Dirk's thing there, Andy.
All stick.
What did he invent it? Because he's the model dude, isn't he? He's got the smooth voice. Yeah, you know the guy who's does the finger channel with it. He's a dentist, isn't he, or was?
Yeah, the trouble with Kicker, David, is that if you use certain brands, it fogs and it etches into the surface of clear parts. That's why I tend to like the old Vital Bond stuff, because you could squirt that all over clear and it goes a little bit milky, but it just wipes away even with your finger or a cloth. It doesn't etch into it. And then obviously this one that I'm using at the moment, wherever it is, doesn't either. This is just Everbuild.
That's an aerosol can, isn't it?
This is an aerosol.
What happened to that pump action stuff?
Yeah, well, the company went belly up, didn't they? Vital Bond can't get it anymore. They went into receivership a couple of years ago. So,
is the show back on at 7:30 tomorrow?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. Because we got a special guest.
Yeah. John.
You ain't got back to me yet.
Challenge is, can we get more than 10 words out of John in 2 hours?
Before to wake him up.
Yeah. Or mission, if you choose to accept it.
Yes, that's the trouble. Look, he was using Zapper Gap. I don't like using the Zap
legal
stuff. I've got it under there, and I used it once, and it made I used it on an F16, and everything went horrible. Never done it again. There you go. Paul's just bought a UV glue from PM Stipe.
Thank you. Well done. That's it.
Yes. Sold.
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 We could pack it live. We could pack it live on air.
We could, yeah. We could, but we're not. We've only got 20 minutes.
Yes.
It'll take that long to pack it. Yeah. So,
yes, it was
so
right. It's the dog food. It's okay.
All right. So we've got a big show tomorrow with special guest.
Special guest. He hasn't got back to me yet. I was sort of hoping he would, so I could mention it on the show, but I don't want to say it in case he can't do it.
See what Mark's just put on our comment. Get John on the wine. He fires when he's on the wine. He did last week. He would have put a proper go on one, wasn't he? That's it. Yeah, happy birthday to Chris. It's Chris's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Chris.
Chris is off.
Bless.
Ben, why aren't you at work?
Yeah, Ben, why aren't you
Yes,
at work?
Ben, why aren't you packing?
Are you on shift still? Are you still on two? They're on shifts, weren't they? And,
because of COVID, weren't they?
Perhaps he's
for
on the
social
night shift.
distancing and all that.
Right, okay. Anything else? Any other questions, people? Oh, we've got another question in here.
Have we?
Apparently, I don't know. Might not have been. Yes, we do. Rob says, Gents now Edard will be releasing the ICM Dornier 17. Can you see them doing the JU88 HE111 also? He says he's got the Dornier on pre-order with ourselves and interested in the other two.
They're on the roll with them, though, aren't they? So
never say never. We don't know, obviously, but I think it's going like the Battle of Britain thing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
They could do an early 111 and an early 88.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they will or not, I've got no idea.
I don't know, Hurricane.
Whose?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's it, no. No. Mind you, they've reboxed Airfix kits before. But I think Airfix are having trouble getting Airfix kits, so I don't know how anybody else is going to get them.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Oh, look,
Yes.
it's my road to half day, leave me alone. No, get back to work, Ben.
Yes. One for you, Matt. Did ask Mac a while back if PM can get some Mr. Lascivir skin tone paint.
No, we can't.
You need some more.
Don't think we can, no.
Never heard of it.
No, I don't think it's somewhere. Did we get it here before? Or somewhere else? I do remember the question, I do remember the stuff, but I don't think we can get it. I can't recall seeing it on the... Write it down, and I can't even spell it, never mind. Think we'll have a look, but... How do you spell it?
It's L-A-S...
L-A-S...
Yeah.
C-V-I-U-S.
Skin.
Yeah, skin tone paint.
Right, okay.
Surely that depends on the person.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like skin colour plasters.
Yeah, that. We'll have a look.
We'll see what we can get.
Yeah, I don't know if you can, I don't know if they import it, so, or, you know, might be a labelling issue or something. I don't know if you can get it here or not. Yes. So, yeah. It's all gone quiet in chat, hasn't it?
Yes. So they were talking about, there was a guy who used to be on Fine Scale Modeler, contributor, who used to be a dentist. And
Well, he's got, what's it called? What's
Paul
his channel? Buzznick. Yeah, he's got his own
Busnick.
channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's the guy with the really smooth voice.
Oh, right.
You've watched him. You know who he is.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
You've even said it to us. He's like, you could just listen to him, just, you know, read the telephone book. He's
He's got a good voice.
He
Yeah.
could read a dictionary and it'd be interesting.
It would be interesting to listen to him.
Real smooth sort of monotone voice, hasn't he?
It's that calming voice as your plane's
Yeah.
crashing.
As he's pulling your teeth out.
Yeah, that's it.
Gordon says, thanks Andy and Matt for Tamiya Panther and Rebel X Matchbox Jab Panther. Didn't know about that.
See, I knew that. Anyway, has just arrived via the post there. That's me sorted for Matchbox April. I don't know where they're getting this March from. Where's this March come from?
I have no idea.
Easter is not in March.
Perhaps it's early this year.
I don't know actually. When is Easter?
Occasionally it's on my mum's birthday and she's the last week in March. A couple of quick questions here for PM. Is there a minimum order when ordering paints or washes from the PM store?
Yes. 1 bottle.
There you go. So you can order a minimum of 1 bottle and you'll be fine.
So
in other words, there is no minimum order.
It don't quite make sense post-wise if you just order 1 bottle, but you can.
Yes.
It does happen.
Also, can PM models get plastic card?
Ah, well, isn't it, Phil?
We have been discussing this. Me
No
and my
comment.
learned colleague have been talking about this last week. So
yes, we have actually been discussing stuff. So
yeah,
just watch this space.
Seeing as it's quiet, could you pack and post my UVA glue, please?
Jeez, possibly.
Yeah, we haven't actually got any plastic card in stock at the moment, to be honest. We've got the price for it and it would be a brand new line for us and everything else like that. So we did discuss it last week. It's in our we need to make a decision pile.
It is. Yeah, because other things that we were going to make a decision on are...
Yeah, we've got decisions on decisions and things.
Yes. Yes, so...
And it's a sad day anyway, because I've had to pay my tax bill today, so...
Oh dear, we paid the VAT yesterday.
Yeah. Do you know what? And the sad thing is I've got to pay my VAT bill on Friday.
Oh,
Talk about they get you double whammy, innit? You pay your tax bill, and then obviously you've got to pay me VAT on Friday.
Ooh, that's a double kick in the...
For Plastistruct or Evergreen? Different stuff though, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Plastistruct and Evergreen are two different things, aren't they? Yeah.
They've got Plastistruct, haven't they? Ish.
is there going to be a really special guest on tomorrow? Hopefully. I'm surprised he's not on. He usually is on our chat, but he doesn't look like he's actually on, so he actually must be working. So
who's that?
It's our man for coming on tomorrow night.
Oh, right, yeah, perhaps he's working today.
He did offer to come on, and I was like, I just got to check it because I didn't know if the guys have had anything else arranged or if we were doing an afternoon or evening and stuff like that. So I spoke to the guys about it. So I'm sure he will be.
I don't think Danny heard us. Danny, if you're watching, we answered your question and we'll get to you after the show. We'll answer you after the show regarding the sea key.
Oh, is that the...
Yeah. Yeah, you might not have seen us, but we did read it out. So, and if you've emailed us, it's probably been buried. So, do apologise. It's just been. It does happen because it was hectic after obviously Saturday and Sunday with the thing. So, it probably just got buried in the email somewhere or whatever. So,
Matty's now got into tank racing thanks to me. It's cool, isn't it?
I
tell you, it should be a sport.
I watched it before, before I'd seen it, yeah.
Oh, right.
It was weird because it just came up on my YouTube watch list thing. And...
What, a bit like digging that bloody...
Yeah, digging that track thing.
I can't believe that came up on mine.
What, digging Brit?
No, not digging Bridget. The excavator that got...
Oh, right, yeah, that's it. Well, I told you, it's because Alexa's listening. Your phone's listening and everything.
It's this bloody thing, isn't it? It's like, it's obviously when we've discussed it on one of the shows and it's like, oh, you might, it came up on me, you might...
Yeah, if it's not listening, how did it know?
Yeah. I'm glad you don't get smelly vision, though, because I bet that stunk. To get that line out.
Well, we can't email you during the show. I know you meant before. I'm only messing. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, John Kelly says he's got an email from Premium Hobbies saying that they now stock that Lacvius paints, whatever it is. So it must be available somewhere.
Right. Okay. Well, it'll be on the spreadsheet. To be honest, actually, we have to put an order in with said company for some stuff. So.
Let's see, James as well. His YouTube thing came up with a digger. So you tell me that your devices, phones and everything aren't listening to you. Where's my tin foil? Put my tin foil hat on, everyone.
I'm a bit disappointed that it weren't digging Bridget instead of an excavator stuck in the mud.
Oh, no, it was quite interesting, wasn't it?
It weren't. How can it be interesting?
It was. Watch it.
It's a digger digging another digger out of mud.
Yeah, but then he swings around and grabs a plank and then swings around again and drops it down again.
And he made his own little dam, stop the water coming in. That's it. I was hooked.
Yeah, it's quite clever what he did, actually.
I'm also a fan of the bit where they have a lorry and it turns up and then they get a JCB on the back and it gets itself off.
Yeah,
I think that's clever as well, how they do that.
Yeah, sent it around on the tracks, didn't he? And then just drove off with it, yeah.
Apparently, those Lacvius are Mr. Hobby paints.
Right. Yeah. Like I say, it's not something we stock. We probably don't even sort of look at the spreadsheet, if that makes sense. There's a lot, obviously, because how it works. It's all on a spreadsheet. So it's like, right, and put how many you want. So we'll have a look, but.
Right, there's a good one here. It just says, "Hi guys, I've just purchased my first model kits. That is a good starting point for brush water-based paints. Is the black wash different from normal paint for weathering? I think just to save you a bit here, you might be getting confused between washes and weathering and paints. They are completely different things. So, obviously, if you're looking at acrylic paints, as we call it, water-based paints for hand painting, things like that onto your model. And obviously, then you're into like washes and obviously clay washes like mine and stuff like that. They are totally separate things. So, yes, it's an entire conversation all on its own. But basically, you just want to make sure if you're using acrylic paints or water-based paints, putting them on, seal them down, perhaps a clear coat to protect them, and then with weathering paints afterwards, which may be enamel or clay based in my washes and things like that. That's something completely different.
The 24th F, I can't imagine a 24th F4.
Imagine a 24th scale Phantom.
Big. Huge.
Yeah, and it won't sell.
Let me just see if I can get into something just for 1 sec. Hold on.
Is this going to set off the alarms?
Just scroll back. Someone was asking about painting chrome bumpers, wasn't it?
Who?
No. I can't get into it at the moment. Many years ago, I was involved with a company who were making a 1/18th scale F4 Phantom. And that said Phantom ended up being sold the design to Edard. So
Tony's asking, hi chaps, I've got a resin.
I can't think it because it won't lock, will it? He's asking about painting from bumpers. Molotov pens, Tony.
yeah,
I attempted to paint the.
Colour them in. Show me a Molotov pen, you can just colour them in.
Set.
Where? Where?
so you just get a Molotov pen. So you just want one of them.
It's a 30-second car body with moulded bumpers and handles and trim, etc. I spent on spraying these with A chrome and then dry mask these and spray the Tamiya gloss paint. Well, they work. I do it the other way around personally. I spray the Tamiya and spray the.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mask it and chrome thing it because you're going to have to put a black base down for the chrome to work. Just use these Molotov pens and colour them in. It's a 30-second car body.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be ideal. And you'll get a pretty cool chrome finish, don't you, with them? Yes, you do, Matthew. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yay.
Rick says, what have I missed?
Everything. We've got 5 minutes and we're off scale. So yeah, that stuff as well. You can finish. Was it Lebanon Infinite? You can
Yes. Oh, I'll show you.
revitalise it within it.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, honestly, get the Molotov.
So this is Molotov in here. So you just come along and then you can come along with a bit of lacquer thinners, and if you wake it up.
How long's that been on there?
I don't know. About a year.
The chat's gone. It's like my new screensavers. Thank you. What, taking them all
Yeah, but I
off?
don't understand them because you don't like.
How do you fix them pretty when they get old? Leveling thinner, isn't it, Phil?
Just what I'm doing here, you'll see it. It'll
Yeah.
suddenly start doing its bit. If you just put leveling thinner into it, it suddenly start to fizz and puzzle and sorts itself out. Normally, although this may be because this has been on here forever.
I do like them, but like
What?
you were talking about Blade Runner.
Yeah.
You said you didn't like it because it was that.
Rainy, dull, Doncaster weather.
Yeah, which is exactly the same as.
Yeah, but that's artwork. I'm not watching that as a film, am I? Look, that's a cool piece of art.
That could be just straight out of Blade Runner.
It is, isn't it? That's where it's thinking from. There we go.
Swings fine, Beverly. 162 foot.
It's a big aeroplane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that still usable or is it deaded?
I think it may be dead in, but I don't know. It might come back. Hold on, I'm just rubbing it round a bit. Get a bit of balance.
Right, while you're doing that, Christopher's got a question. I have a question for the team. Do you gentlemen have any opinions on the 148 Edward World War I biplane kits? They look nice. Any idea how they go together? Well, you've built one, and Nathan, if he's still in chat, built one.
I've done a couple, yeah.
They're good, aren't
They
they?
generally go together. I mean, some of them are. Did they cut the teeth on World War I biplanes
Yeah,
originally? So
they
some
did.
of them are their older kits.
Yeah.
But generally, yeah, they get together really well. They're just being World War I and a biplane.
Bit
Back in
fiddly, aren't they?
48.
Yeah,
They're a bit fiddly, but yeah, they go together really nice.
yeah. What kit were you thinking?
Yeah, I've got quite a few stashes.
Have you still?
Yeah, still.
I bet. And Nathan, yeah, look. How many you got left, Nathan, in your stash of World War One biplanes? Because Nathan built the DR1 as a video build on his YouTube channel. It's on the site as well, isn't it?
So the odd one I did.
Huh. Yeah, the 48 Fedard one. Oh, look, it's got 5 or 6, look. SC58.
Yeah, I think I've got an SC5 as well.
I think that's alright, isn't it? That's a later one, because it started off with the early German stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Nathan, put a link up to your videos for your DR1.
What did I do first? Probably Albatross thing.
There you go. Yeah. Can you see that? It's coming back.
You see? Is it only leveling thinner it works with, or lacquer thinners? I can't remember.
It's lacquer thinners. Leveling thinners does it as well.
Right.
But it takes a while to go off because it's thick. But yeah.
Yeah, but you don't touch it, Rob. Why do you need to be touching it? Or do you like stroking the chrome? He does that.
But there you go.
But his checks round.
Oh, if I can get this to reflect. Hold on, try to. There you go. Look.
Next time it comes up, it's gonna.
Yeah, he is. He's banned. He can stay outside. There you go. Look, Nathan's put a link up to his DR1 videos. And just another plug for Mr. Robinson. He's just put part 2 up of the Spitfire VC, haven't you, Nate? the nicer Clearfix one.
Phil, I've checked your video archive. What is your final choice for paint for natural metal finishes? Extreme metals, easy. They're just so straightforward. Just spray it and leave it. It's one of those things. A bit like if you look at the last part of the Enterprise video, that's a classic example of like you just spray it. It doesn't look good when you put it on, and then you come back half hour later and it looks absolutely fantastic. Because when you spray it, you think, and then it sort of comes as it dries, it comes to life. There we go.
Reboxed the SC5A?
Yeah, they've reboxed a few.
Edwards, or is that?
No, it's Edwards. Yeah, they've done a few reboxing. No. Sorry, Reese. Nathan's team. That's why he can do it.
Bit of a large question just for the end here, but Ashley says, as I'm a new modeler since 2019, I'm interested in what your best kit is that you've ever done for quality as well as overall look when it was completed. It's a difficult question because, as I say, especially because it's different areas and different things. So, yeah. Again, if you're talking small, 72nd for me, just quick ones, is the Armour Hobbies Hurricane, 72nd Hurricane. Amazing, beautiful quality, turned out absolutely fantastic, can't fault it at all. And if you're just talking recently, the Hellcat, again, it was only a, 18 quid kit, whatever it is. It's an absolute gem of a kit, 48 scale. That went together really nicely, turned out very, very nice. Without spending mega bucks on, obviously, the Tamiya's of this world and all the rest of it, which are lovely kits as well.
Just talk 72nd or
anything. I think they haven't actually said a scale.
Mine would be the P40.
One yet built yet. It's in a box.
No, yeah, well, it's plenty of them. Yeah, the FX P40 would be my. Yeah, that was a really nice build, and I'm still convinced it wasn't.
Of course, it's FX.
We need to ask somebody.
Look, ask him when he's on. No, it's a kit, isn't it? It's a kit. I don't know. I can't remember what I built yesterday behind me.
Phil, on chat.
Yeah, somebody just asked something, to be honest, Phil, and I don't know if it's true or not what I've just answered.
Reece says, can we link to our YouTubes and Facebook's pages on the forum?
Can we what?
Link to their YouTube and Facebook.
Well, seeing as everybody does anyway.
Yeah,
I was going to say, everybody does anyway. So, yeah, of course you can.
I think that the main rule is that you don't...
It's not spamming the forum.
Yeah. And also, it's not advertising somebody else's
stuff, places, sites.
Yeah,
basically, because we do get people and they just join the site and they just spam it trying to get traffic, you know?
Yeah.
So, and they just put up adverts for their own stuff and their own site trying to get people to go to them. And that's the only reason they're there. As I say, I don't mind it if they're genuine members and all the rest of it. But if you're just here just to try and get traffic or members to your site, then obviously you get kicked out.
You don't want to be sponsored by AK.
Well, yeah, that's it. Also, if you've got your YouTube videos are loaded with adverts or you're sponsored by a company, then we're not having them all over ours as well. So yes.
So there you go. Right, are we calling it a day then?
Yes, I think we're all done then. So thank you very much for joining us today. We'll be back with you tomorrow night at 7:30 for our usual sort of Thursday show with everything that's going on. Obviously, we'll be looking at your work and things like that. Just to recap, obviously, we've got the reviews up for you today is these two. These are up there right now. You can go off and see those. Obviously, we've got the Haviland Vampire will be up with you tomorrow. And then on Friday, there'll be something else from my lots of to get through stash as well. But I've only done the reviews for those, and then hopefully I will be along with a project that I'm working on at the moment, which could be a helicopter.
Not forgetting the specials we have on the PM store.
Yes.
Yeah.
So don't forget, we've got the PM store with all the things on there, as we were saying before. So if you want to go and grab anything from there, obviously, as long as you're in the UK and you're not in Northern Ireland, you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah. But it gets worse, yeah. All right, well, yeah. Yeah.
Short of sending Andy over with him in his backpack to start doing deliveries that way. So yes, thank you very much for watching. We will see you all tomorrow. Happy modelling. Take care. Say goodbye, gentlemen.
Bye.